Hopefully you can hear me. My husband sat on my acorn. This was rounder and he sat on it and now it's like oblong. I'm gonna hold it. Whoop. I'm going. The chair's moving like crazy. Anyway, this is my acorn. I got this at Michael's. I'm Christine, aka Chrysanthemum, and welcome to the Creative Chaos. This is devlog number 2-ish. I say that lightly because last year I was attempting to do devlogs and then I broke my thumb and kind of lost track of what was happening. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Christine, aka Chrysanthemum, and I am creating my first video game. I'm currently calling it Lumber, and it's going to be a first-person shooter. It's going to be a first-person horror game where you play as a lumberjack turned supernatural hunter. And all the levels are going to be inspired by / take place in state or national parks, starting here in my home state of California. And then potentially down the road, I'll make more. But at the very least, the map will be California, and there will be levels for different state and national parks here within the state of California. So I am posting every other Monday at 5:30 p.m. a devlog, and this is what I've done in the last 2 weeks since the one I published 2 weeks ago. I'm not gonna lie, I did not get as much done as I would want. Some things have come up in my personal life that hopefully I can talk about here in the coming weeks, but it has made it so that I have not been home very much. I just have not been on my computer, and I have had very little time to actually work on Lumber. But what I will say is that I did get a chance to sit down, and I had a very productive full day to get to work on this. And parts of it were more frustrating than others. As per usual, with everything that I am doing, my biggest enemy currently is Blender itself. I used Autodesk Maya for 8 years, and I am struggling to convert into Blender. I also should say with that, I was not in any regard a master of Maya. I used it on and off over the course of 8 years, and it's just where I have the most experience, and it's the things that I could do in it, I felt comfortable doing, and I feel so uncomfortable doing those same things within Blender. So the biggest thing that at this point, is my biggest enemy within Blender is going to be UV mapping. I don't know why, but I cannot get it. I can't get Blender to cooperate, or it doesn't do things how I think it should. So I 2 weeks ago, the last devlog, was struggling with getting the UV maps for the tree model that I made to lay flat and how I want, and I couldn't get it to unwrap properly. And when I tried to move vertices or conjoin vertices to get my lines and my geometry really clean, I would take 2 that I wanted to combine, and the vertices would just go to the same spot, but they wouldn't actually turn into one vertice. So every time I would go in to adjust the UV map, I would have to re-stitch together all the vertices, and every time I tried to move one, it turned out it was 4 vertices just occupying the same place. At least that's as much as I can interpret from what's happening, and I don't know what's causing that. So if you use Blender, drop some comments down below, because I don't know what's going on. But I decided that it was good enough for me for right now to move on, just to see if the visuals are going in a direction that I like and that I am happy with. I was also, as of 2 weeks ago, I was getting ready to purchase the Substance Painter and Designer upgrade to my Adobe subscription, and for now that is on pause because there's just way too much happening, and I think I can actually get quite a bit done with just Photoshop, or at the very least there's a lot of models I need to make that will be just fine to texture in Photoshop, and then I can bring those textures into those programs later to add better roughness or depth maps and such, which will be really exciting. But outside of the tree, this week I started moving and placing the leaves where I wanted, and I did just end up making a really fast tester material from a previous leaf texture that I did last year to see kind of what it was vibing with and how it was looking. And I'm pretty excited with what it's starting to look like. I think by the time I can add in variations and also some shaders that make them wiggle in the wind, and you get like 100 of these trees into a map, I think they're gonna look really, really good. These textures that I'm using are not going to be final textures, but they are going to be the base for where we're starting. I do want the be-all textures to feel a little more painterly, and so for the leaves themselves, I'm probably going to step away from the kind of branch design I currently have, and in the future I'm going to experiment with layering different styles of brush strokes. And once I get into Unreal, I also want to create a material for them where the color slightly changes depending on the Z-axis of where the object is in the world. I experimented a little bit with this last year, and I was really fascinated by it, and I want to continue with that, where the branches and leaves that are closer to the ground will be naturally like a different toned green, and then as they get farther away, the saturation and the color can change. So I want to do this as a way to stylize my own atmospheric fog almost, where instead of just having a fog layer within the game level, I want to have the actual colors get desaturated the farther away they are from you. And I think that's going to look really, really cool, or at least in my head it will. The other thing that I did do that I am trying to get back on track for, and we will see how I do, is once a week I want to start modeling a single object that will go in the game. So part of the game is going to be a bar, and in between levels you get to go to the bar, and this is where you can buy upgrades for your weapons. It's a place to get money, and it's just gonna kind of be a menu area almost, or like a side area where you can do things and you're safe and you just are allowed to exist. But I really like the idea of aesthetically having it be a little dive bar, and for me personally, dive bars have lots of things, lots of trinkets, lots of goodies, lots of stickers on the wall, lots of things. So I wanted to kind of model a base bar, which I did several weeks ago, and then I want to start every week modeling a single object to go in the bar, so that by the time I'm ready to actually start making the game, I can have a really cool, fully custom environment. This is also good practice for me. The more I do this, the more I get to work in Blender and learn the UV mapping systems and all of that. Which leads me to the second problem I came upon this week, which is once again UV mapping in Blender, but I made a dartboard, which should have been like the easiest thing I could have made because it is quite literally just a relatively flat cylinder, and all of the detail work I am doing within the texturing in Photoshop. So the entire dartboard is hand-drawn. I'm still going to be adjusting this from where it currently is, but so far so good. I'm happy with it. Except when I originally created the UV maps in Blender, I didn't look very hard because, I'm sorry, it's a flat cylinder. It shouldn't have been hard to unwrap, like by default, just hitting the unwrap button or the project button. Like it's actually the easiest thing maybe to unwrap besides literally a cube. I don't know, or a single, for me personally, I was baffled by this, but so I put it in, I applied the material, and I was very confused because it was only showing literally the bullseye on the entire face, and the entire rest of the texture I designed was just stretched and tiny on the sides of the dartboard. And it took me an embarrassingly long time to realize that it was because, for whatever reason, the way the model unwrapped, the edge flow lines I had so that they would make sharp edges, decided that those like should be really tiny, especially, and so I had to go through, which in recording this, I believe there's footage of, but if there's not, so I had to go through and take the front face and just size it up until it lined up with where it should have been on the texture, which is just like so annoying that was even a problem. And then it was just like, why did this happen? I don't understand why it happened. I don't understand UV mapping in Blender, and it's gonna be the end of me. And then the other thing I decided, you can't have a dartboard without darts, so I did model a singular dart. The UV mapping on this, I gave up. I really did. I said unwrap, and whatever it threw on the map on the tile, I said good enough. And I clicked through to familiarize myself with where the faces were broken up, and then went, this doesn't matter. This is gonna be a two-toned dart. And so then I went through and I colored it, and you know what? Lo and behold, it's good enough. The tone of the wood, I don't love the color. I will be adjusting it. Once again, I'm not happy with it. At the same time, the texture that is currently on the dart, honestly, could be the end texture, because nobody's gonna freaking be looking that hard unless I decide for some reason that one of the mini games should be a dart game, in which case I should probably work on the textures more. But if this is just going to be something that's on the wall in the background at the bar, these are beautiful. They're perfect. I need to smooth the angles on the dartboard. It is a little low poly right now. It's a little chunky, but all of that's so quick and easy to fix. So that is where I'm at this week. It is a slow and steady pace. I'm basically fully in these devlogs. It's just modeling right now, modeling and texturing. And then I'm hoping in the next couple months that life can kind of cool down a little, and I will have the opportunity to start learning to code again and really push myself in that regard. But we are coming up on May, and May is my busy month of the year. At the end of May every year, I vend at the Shasta Renaissance and Fantasy Fair. It is a 2-day event, and it's my biggest event of the year. I sell tons of prints, tons of stickers, tons of art, and it's also just like a personal favorite event for me to go to. It's local, I get to dress up in fancy costumes, and it's super fun. That being said, I do take usually all of the month of April and May to get completely ready for it, and I am behind schedule. So if anything will be taking a backseat in the month of May, it might be lumber, and I am still going to be trying to upload on my 5:30 p.m. Monday schedule, but you might just get more art vlogs this month than dev vlogs. I'll still have little updates if I'm working on stuff, but that is where I'm at currently. Thank you for watching, and if you want to support lumber, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and if you want to support the game directly, please sign up for the Jackrabbit Post. Jackrabbit Post is a monthly mail club where I send you a 5x7 art print, 2 stickers, a custom hand-designed paper craft, a letter about what's going on, as well as custom vellum paper to wrap it all up. 100% of the funds from the Jackrabbit Post go directly to funding lumber. So if you want to financially support the game, that's the best way to do it. You also get access to extra podcasts, behind the scenes videos, and more content over on my Patreon, deep diving into everything I do. So yeah. I'm Christine, aka Chrysanthemum, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week with my next art vlog.